Hi, welcome to video blog 16. My name is John Hine and this is the Martial Arts Business Academy. And if you remember a while ago we were talking about how you have to get your message right before you even choose how you're going to try and get your message out to your prospective customers or your prospective students. So what sets you different from everyone else? What is different about your school that they should come to you rather than the guy down the road? And you should take some time, sit down, get a piece of paper and write out everything that's different about your school to everyone else's. What is it about the way you teach that is so unique that people will be crazy to go to anybody else except coming to you? I'll give you a quick story. It's a marketing story. Try not to bore you. In the 1920s and 30s there was a very famous copywriter called Claude Hopkins, and there was a brewer, a big US brewer, and they weren't doing very well. They'd been around for a long time, but all of a sudden their sales had dropped. And so they asked Claude Hopkins, probably the most famous copywriter who's ever lived, if he could come and write some advertising copy for them that would actually get people to actually go out and buy their beer. So Claude Hopkins was being shown around by the owner and he was asking him how the beer's made, what do you do next, and all the different processes. And he was taking notes, and all of a sudden the owner said, "Oh yes, and we draw our water from the lake, which is really pure, crystal clear water." And Claude Hopkins said, "Did you tell them in your advertising that you draw your water from this crystal pure lake?" And he said, "Well, no, because all the brewers around here do it." He said, "It doesn't make any difference. You make a big thing that you are drawing your water that you use in your beer from the lake, and about how good it makes it taste and how it differentiates itself from all other beers, because of its process, because you've got a unique process, because there's some components to it like your beautiful clear water that makes the beer taste different." And Claude Hopkins went away and he wrote the copy, and he included as a part of what he told everybody about this particular type of beer that this is what set it apart. So what is it about yours school which sets it apart that people can spend their hard-earned money coming to you that's going to be different to everyone else? Because the brewer that I was talking about still exists today, and it's still thriving today, I suspect in a great part because Claude Hopkins picked out something that they had not been including in their advertising. So what's different about you? What's different about your school? And once you can write down what's different about you, the way you teach, what you teach, and the effects it gets, then you really shouldn't be doing any advertising. Otherwise you could be just wasting money. So take your time to do this. Write down at least 20, if not as many facets about what you do that is different. And you can include some of these in your advertising, possibly forever. Another thing that you can help convince people is testimonials. Do you have testimonials from your students? Of course you do. And if you haven't actually recorded them in writing or on video, then maybe you should. Because there are 3 things that you really need to know about advertising. First of all, you need to tell people what problems you solve for them. What are the problems that you solve by them coming to your school? Like, they get fit, therefore they look attractive. They get fit and strong, so they feel much better. that their waistline is smaller, that they look much more cool, that they feel more confident, that if you teach kids that the kids get better grades at school. These are things that are really important to people. So tell people first on your website and in your advertising what problems you solve. What benefits do you give people who sign up at your school? Secondly, that will keep them reading. The next part is social proof. Who comes to your class at the moment who is prepared to give you either a written or video testimonial? Because look at it from your point of view. You see a product which ultimately when people first come to your school, that's how they view it. You see a product that looks promising. You see that it solves your problems. You see all the great benefits it has. But even then, maybe you're not sure that you actually want to spend your hard-earned money on it. So what do? You look for some sort of social proof. And social proof is a video testimonial, a written testimonial. Only go for genuine testimonials. Don't get people just to say it simply because you want them to give you some sort of social proof. Eventually it tends to backfire on you. And last of all, and only last of all, you tell them about you. You've identified their problem. You've said that you can solve it. You've got people who are willing to stand up and be counted by giving you a testimonial, either video or in writing. Only now do you tell them about how amazingly qualified you are. Because they're not really interested in us as instructors. They are only interested in what we can do for them. Hope that's been really helpful. You must get the message right. Once you've got the message right, then you can easily find the way that you're going to tell everyone about it, either by newspaper advertising, handing out flyers, doing demonstrations, having freebies, Facebook advertising, all the hundreds of ways that you can possibly let people know about you. So you have a good week. Keep strong. You take care. John signing out. Bye.